Hi, this is Scott with Greviewz, and today I'm going to be taking a first look at my new mouse, the Logitech G602. So just kind of start off with here, I just bought this mouse about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I really like it, and today I'm just going to be going over a little bit of an overview of what you get in the box, how it performs, battery life, all of that good stuff. So just to kind of start off with, this mouse is a 2.4 gigahertz mouse, and it has about a 2 millisecond report rate. It has 11 programmable buttons, which I'll kind of go through here. So all these ones inside, they're about 6. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have this one which is switchable. You have the 2 main mouse buttons, and then you have obviously click, right, left on the scroll wheel. So those are your programmable buttons. It's the first mouse in the Logitech line that has what's called Delta Zero sensor technology, which again, it's just a kind of a fancy way of saying you can switch the DPI on the spot when you want to with this little button right here. So when it's in blue mode, that means it's in performance mode. And when it's in green, that means it's in economy mode or endurance mode, as Logitech says. So the actual sensor itself goes up to 2500 DPI, and it actually allows you in-game to switch between the DPI settings, which you can actually program differently. So it comes stock on these 2 buttons on G11 and G10. But I actually like those for volume, so I macroed volume to those, and then you have, what I did was I put the DPI settings on these 2, so if I want to, if I'm playing a game where I'm going to either snipe or something like that, I want it really low. If I'm really out in the field on the front lines, I turn it up, and so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different settings there on the DPI there. So the difference between the performance and endurance mode as far as the battery life goes, if you set it to performance mode, which is that one right there, you're going to be getting about 250 hours of battery life. That's what Logitech quotes there. Again, and that's without ever turning it off on the bottom, right? That's basically in standby mode. If you turn it back on, basically it's in standby until you move the mouse, and you can turn your computer on just via that. So that's in performance mode. And endurance mode, they quote in the green 1,440 hours of battery life on 2 AA batteries, which is pretty amazing considering I work most of the time. I come on my computer maybe a couple hours a day tops. So those 2 AA batteries will last me a really long time with this mouse. And as far as the design goes, I really like the design here. As you can see, it's kind of a funky shape, but really it fits just absolutely perfectly in your hand. Your thumb rests right there. It's really perfect. Because I moved from a Logitech, just a basic wireless mouse. This one, it was really, more for my laptop, but you can see it's just, these 2 versus each other, you can see that the size difference, the design difference. Obviously this is more for, portability. It doesn't really have any kind of support here for your palm, anything like that. It's more of like a finger mouse. This, your whole hand, it's just perfectly as far as comfort goes, and that's as far as the design goes. I really like it. If you're wondering what the materials are, this is some kind of it's kind of like a grippy plastic. It's almost kind of gritty almost, and that's for all this part of the mouse. It's all the same kind of gritty plastic, if you can kind of see that up close there. This part where your palm goes, that is rubber. And I do sometimes get a little sweaty when I'm playing games or something like that. And I really have not noticed that to be a problem with this little rubber grippy pad on there. I guess it kind of absorbs it. It's really good. And these 2 mouse buttons are pretty standard plastic. pretty standard plastic buttons there. I saw some complaints that this edge of this mouse sometimes catches if it's too close to things, but I don't really have an issue with that. I've got this really big mouse pad, so I've never really run into that issue. As far as the specifications go, it does come with a 3-year warranty, which is great. Again, the resolution is 250 to 2500 DPI, and the highest DPI setting there, and in performance mode, 2500. Responsiveness is 16 bits per access. USB report rate is up to 500 reports per second, if that means anything to you. And the durability of this mouse is quite phenomenal. With lower cost mouses or maybe not so reputable brands, you're not going to get, how many clicks you get out of each button. Logitech quotes you get 20 million clicks out of every button on this mouse. So if you really take care of it, it could last you your entire life. So I think it's worth it to have a nice mouse if you're going to be working with computers a lot. And then one thing I found really fascinating, the feet, right? These little pads where the actual mouse contacts the mouse pad or whatever. This one has 2 of them, and you can see I've had this mouse for a few years, and you can see it is pretty worn. This one's actually kind of coming off, but they quoted 250 kilometers for these pads that they're going to be in perfect shape. So that's again pretty incredible there. I love it. And then again, as far as the battery life goes, just again real quick, in performance mode, again 250 hours, up to 250 hours of battery life, and in performance mode 1440 worth of battery life. So just kind of going into the software that comes with the Logitech here, Logitech gaming software. Again, it might be a little difficult to see the actual buttons and whatnot, but you get the kind of the idea. So again, you've got the different buttons you can highlight. So if you click on, for example, a button, you can switch. You can switch what specific thing you want. So edit command, and then you've got a whole list of things you could choose from. DPI up, DPI down, media buttons, volume, different. You can assign macros, specific keys, hotkeys. You can launch. Specific shortcuts, things like that. On mine, I have web browser, battery level indicator, back, cycle effect, which is on my motherboard or my CPU. I can switch between performance mode, turbo, good power, etc., etc. DPI settings, and then I have the volume up and down on these 2 buttons up here. Again, just general mouse clicking buttons up here. And the other thing you want to find on here is the DPI. So you've got your 5 different levels here. Again, it might be a little difficult to see on the camera, but essentially what you have here is you have your 5 different modes, your different settings here. So when you click on the different modes or settings here, it switches in between. You can actually see that little light switching on the monitor. When I click this button, it automatically switches on the gaming software. But other than that, that is pretty much the gaming software. So guys, thank you very much for watching. This is, again, the Logitech G602 mouse. It costs, I think, about $65 on Amazon. Totally worth it, especially if you're upgrading from something like, just a generic laptop mouse. I think this thing is going to last a really long time, and I'm very happy with the comfort and the durability of it. It has not lost connection one time. Again, my receiver is not very far away, but you can apparently go about almost 10 feet away from this receiver with the mouse, but because it's so close, again, I haven't really had any issues with it. So please, just if you like this video or have any questions regarding the mouse or anything else that I talked about, please just drop it in a comment, Thank you very much. Again, this is Scott with Greviewz. Thanks for watching.
And here's a few pictures of the Logitech G602 mouse.
We'll be passing by, and they'll be wasting time, just waiting for new. And while they're chasing dogs, we'll be dancing in the dust, 'cause we're coming through.